Good afternoon, students. This is your Hardcore 2 practical class. In the last class, we have studied about floral biology of bajra and also maize. So, in this class, let us study about self-pollination, cross-pollination, emasculation, and also bagging. So first let us know what is pollination. So the transfer of pollen grains from the opened anther of the stamen to the receptive stigma of carpel or a pistil is called as a pollination, and each pollen grain grows and provide two male gametes for a fertilization of an ovule. So first let us know what is self-pollination. So self-pollination is also called as a homogamy or autogamy. So when the pollen grains are transferred from an anther to the stigma of the same flower, the process is called as self-pollination. Examples are Commelina bengalensis and Argemone mexicana and Mirabilis jalapa. So in the self-pollination, there are some of the devices. First one is the cleistogamy. In some plants, they are going to produce small and closed bisexual flowers in addition to normal flowers. So these small flowers remain either on or under the ground and never open, and so self-pollination is going to happen. So in the cleistogamy, due to the flowers are going to of a closed type. So here the flowers are closed type, and this leads to the self-pollination. In the cleistogamy, it is of two types, that is obligate or habitual cleistogamy. The flowers are typically cleistogamous and never open. Small underground flowers of Commelina. This is the example for the obligate or habitual cleistogamy. And in case of a facultative or pseudo cleistogamy, the flower remain open for a short period of time and then they become closed permanently. For example, the sundew plant and a drosera. So these are the examples for the facultative or pseudo cleistogamy. So next, second one is the homogamy. So when anthers and stigmas become mature almost at the same time, the self-pollination is going to take place, and this condition is called as a homogamy. So here in the self-pollination or homogamy, the anther of a plant which consists of the pollen grains, they are going to sit on the stigma of the same flower. So this is about the self-pollination, and this is the diagram showing cleistogamy in Commelina. So here we are going to observe the closed flowers. So due to the presence of the closed flowers, we are going to observe the self-pollination. So the normal open flowers, these are present in the aerial side, and the closed flowers which are present in the ground. So next is the cross-pollination. So when the pollen grains are transferred from an anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower borne on the different plants of a same or a different species, then the process is called as a cross pollination. For example, Michaelia champaka, that is a Magnoliaceae family. Michaelia champaka belongs to Magnoliaceae family. It is going to show the cross pollination. So it is also called as a allogamy. So what happens here is, when the pollen grain, it is transferred from the anther of one flower to stigma of another flower, which is born on the different plant of a same or of the different species. So in case of a cross pollination, we come across decliny or unisexuality. So when unisexual flowers, that is staminate or a male flowers and pistillate or a female flowers are born on the different plants of a same species, that is dioecious plant, then the cross pollination is a must. And second one is a dichogamy. So in case of bisexual flowers, the stamens and the carpels do not mature at the same time, thereby self-pollination become hindered. So this is called as a dichogamy, and it is of two types. So first one is the protandry or proterandry and protogyny or proterogyny. So in case of a protandry, the anthers of a flower mature earlier than the carpels. So in this condition, the anthers are going to mature early compared to the carpels. So then it is called as a protandry. And in case of a protogyny, the carpels of a flower mature earlier than the anther. So in the diagram you are going to observe the carpel is already matured, but the anthers are not even formed or matured. Then we call it as a protogyny. Next, third one is the self-sterility or incompatibility. So in this condition, the pollen grains are not able to fertilize the ovule of the same flower as they fail to germinate on the stigma. Then we call it as a self-sterility, and it leads to cross-pollination. And the fourth one is a hercogamy. In some flowers, due to some physical barriers between anther and the style, the pollination become impossible. In case of orchids and members of Asclepiadaceae, that is, example is the Calotropis procera, where the pollens are aggregated in pollinia and the pollination is completely depend on the mercy of the insects. Due to the extros anthers in Gloriosa superba of Liliaceae, the pollens, they become out of reach of its own stigma. So then we call it as a hercogamy. That is, we are here in the hercogamy, we are going to observe some of the physical barrier between the anthers and the style. Then the last one is the heteromorphism. So in some plants, the flowers are of 2 or 3 different forms having anthers and stigmas. These anthers and stigmas which are developed at different levels. In case of a dimorphism, where one type having the long stamen and a short style and the other having a short stamen and a long style. And in case of a trimorphism, so in this diagram we are going to observe the trimorphic flowers. So here three different forms of a flowers having a short and long and also medium sized stamens and styles. So in Lythrum we are going to observe the three kinds of flowers and we call it as a trimorphism. So here the length of a style and the anthers is different from one flower to another, and it is impossible for a self-pollination and it leads to the cross-pollination. So next is the emasculation. So it is a step in hybridization technique and inbreeds are grown under normal conditions and are emasculated. So the emasculation is a process of removal of stamens from female parent before they burst and shed their pollens. So it can be defined as a removal of stamens or anthers or killing of the pollen grains of a flower without affecting in any way the female reproductive organs. So emasculation is not required in unisexual plants, but it is essential in case of a bisexual or a self-pollinated plants. So in the emasculation there are various methods. First one is the hand emasculation or a forceps or scissor method. So this method is generally used in those plants which have large flowers. So in this method, the corolla of the selected flower is opened and the anthers are carefully removed with the help of the fine tip forceps. So here the flowers should be selected at the proper stage. That is, the flowers before they are going to open, we have to emasculate the anthers. And stigma should be receptive and anthers should not have dehisced, and all the anthers should be removed from the flowers without breaking. So here we should not damage the flower. Stigma and ovary of the flower should not be damaged. And second type is the hot water treatment. So it is the removal of stamen with the help of forceps is very difficult in minute flowers. In such small hermaphrodite flowers, emasculation is done by dipping the flowers in a hot water of a certain duration of 1 to 10 minutes. So when the stamens are very difficult to remove, by the help of the forceps, we are going to take the hot water treatment. So here the stamens or the flowers is done by, or the emasculation is done by dipping the flowers in a hot water. And the time varies from species to species. So in some of the cases we are going to dip the flowers for about 10 minutes, but in some cases based on the species the time may vary. So this method is based on the fact that Gynoecia can withstand the hot temperature at which the anthers are killed. In this method, an equipment is used which is placed on a simple heavy stand, and it consists of a cylindrical metallic container of a 60 centimeter length with one hole of a 5 centimeter to 16 centimeter diameter on one end to pass over a bajra or a jowar head. So this is the metallic container of a 60 centimeter length and 5 to 16 centimeter diameter. So after inserting the panicle inside the container, a cork is fitted in the hole to close it. So this is the cork. A 35 centimeter long rubber tube or a belt is stretched over the side of the container, and when in use, this tube is tied around the peduncle of a head. To measure the temperature in the upper side of the container, a thermometer is placed. So, you are going to observe the thermometer here. To know the temperature, thermometer is inserted. So, in the field, water is carried in a thermos jug. So the panicle is inserted in the container prior to the blooming of a particular duration of a time. So it has been observed that pollen grain of a race are killed by immersing the inflorescence for 5 to 10 minutes in the hot water maintained at 40 to 44 degrees Celsius in a thermos flask. So in case of a rice, the hot water treatment is for 5 to 10 minutes of a temperature of water is about 40 to 44 degrees Celsius. So next is the cold water treatment. Like hot water, cold water also kills the pollen grains without damaging the gynecium. So in rice, that is 0 to 6 degrees Celsius temperature is maintained to kill the pollen grains, and this method is less effective than the hot water treatment. And the next method is the alcohol treatment method. So this method is not commonly used for the emasculation because duration of treatment is an important factor, since a very short duration is required, failing which even the gynecium may also be damaged. So flowers or inflorescence are immersed in alcohol of a suitable concentration for a brief period. That is about from 10 seconds with 57% of alcohol is sufficient to kill the pollen grains in a alfalfa plant. Next method is the suction method. So it is a mechanical method and is suitable for the crops having a minute flower. So if the flowers are very minute, we are going to follow the suction method. So in this method, the amount of pressure is applied in such a way that only anthers are sucked out and other parts of the flower like gynecium, they remain intact. However, in this method, 10 to 15% self-pollination takes place, and it is one of the major drawback of this method. And next is the male sterility or self-incompatibility method. So emasculation option can be eliminated by the use of male sterile plants. So if the plants are male sterile, that by this the emasculation process can be eliminated. In some self-pollinated plants, for example sorghum and onion and also barley, the anthers are sterile and do not produce any viable pollens. Similarly, self-incompatibility may also be used to avoid the emasculation. And the last method is the chemical gametocides. Certain chemicals are capable of causing male sterility when sprayed before the flowering. For example, 2,4-D naphthalene acetic acid, that is NAA, and malic hydrazide, that is MA, and tribenzoic acid. These are the chemicals which are used to cause the male sterility. So FW450 in a cotton plant is used for bringing about the emasculation. So this is about the emasculation. So next, the last concept is the bagging. So it is the fourth step and completed with the emasculation. So after the emasculation, bagging process is going to take place. The emasculated flower or inflorescence is immediately bagged to avoid pollination by any foreign pollen. So the bags may be made of a paper, that is butter paper, or a glacen or a fine cloth. Butter paper or a vegetable parchment bags are most commonly used. So in the diagram, so you are going to observe different methods of a bagging. So these are the bagging techniques. The bags are tied to the base of the inflorescence or to the stalk of the flower with the help of a thread, wire or a pins. So the bagging is done with the emasculation in a bisexual plants and before the stigma receptivity and dehiscence of the anthers in unisexual plants. Both male and female flowers are bagged separately to prevent contamination in male flowers and cross-pollination in female flowers. So these are some of the technique which are going to use during the bagging process. So by this, in this class we have discussed about pollination, what is pollination and the types of pollination and emasculation and also bagging techniques. Thank you.